is introduced from Africa, or some people having thought of that this is a origin having from India. Right, so this is one of the earliest domesticated crop among all the oilseed crop. So when we are talking about the agronomic trait, so this is, I told you, this is a super drought tolerant crop due to its branched root system. And this will also, apart from this, this also provide a chemical called chlorosome, which is present in the root surface of the sesame, which is having a greater property of can be utilized in production of biodiesels. Okay, so apart from this, there is a common problem in sesame crop, that is capsule shattering and low yield. While coming to the production and in terms of productivity, so top producing countries: Tanzania, Sudan, Myanmar, India, and China. And when we are talking about the among all top 13 oilseed crop, when we are talking about among all countries, this rank 9th in production and productivity. So while in talking in India, the major producing states are Rajasthan, MP, UP, Orissa, right? So with this, apart from that, there is some nutritional and health benefit of sesame. Like I told you, due to presence of sesmol, it prevents the rancidity, so we can procure the soil, this oil for a longer period. And due to presence of plasma tocopherol, this can be utilized in as a skin cream, because due to also presence of this vitamin E activity, right? This also prevent the body, you can say, this also prevent from cancerous or heart disease. And I told you, from the root, that is chlorosesmone, this can be utilized for production of biodiesel. Due to its easy semi-drying property, this can be utilized in paint formation. And I told you, this after extracting the oil, the meal can be utilized for the cattle feed, because it contains 30 to 35% of protein. Okay. So, as we now coming to this nutritional value, per 100 gram of this sesame seed is having all type of calcium, phosphorus, iron, zinc, magnesium, potassium, including vitamin E, B1, B2, B3, B6, vitamin E. And apart from that, it also constitutes some portion of saturated and unsaturated fatty acid, like linoleic acid, oleic acid, palmitic acid. So due to presence of this high magnesium content, high phytate, and vitamin E, this can be also utilized as a composition for face cream and natural sunscreen, which provide natural protection against UV rays. So this can be also utilized for anti-aging cream, not only due to presence of vitamin E or magnesium or phytate, due to also presence of antioxidant like sesmol or sesmol. This can be utilized as a cream for reducing the or as an anti-aging cream for the skin. So some other fatty acid apart from this linoleic acid, palmitic acid, and linoleic acid, some valicinic acid, this archaic acid, behnic acid, eicosanoic acid is also present at some amount. So when we are talking about the wild progenitor and cultivated progenitor of sesame, so as we know that Sesamum indicum is the cultivated progenitor. Okay, having the basic chromosome number 2n equals to 26. So here you can see, I told you initially there is a debate in that either this sesame is from Indian continent or African continent origin. So here you can see that Sesamum molanum, that is a wild progenitor, having the same ploidy level 2n equals to 26, is supposed to be the wild progenitor from which we have this Sesamum Indicum as a cultivated variety. So this is the wild progenitor from Sesamum mulanum. We are having this Sesamum Indicum as a subsequent generation cultivated sesame lines. Okay, so according to the cytogenetic group, or you can say that based on phylogeny or chromosome number, this has been categorized under different section, like based on the groups having chromosome number 2n equals to 26, capsain, secani, africum, indicum, malabaricum. Right, so Sesamum Indicum is very closest towards the wild relative, that is your Sesamum mulanum. Then 2n equals to 32, it includes Sesamum prostratum, lancitum. So here you can see this Sesamum altum is a African introduced species in India. Okay, that's why this is the debate, like either it is the origin having the Africa or Indian subcontinent. So here you can see majorly whatever may be the introduced species, either is from the Indian subcontinent or from the African country. So here you can see the tetraploids, that is 2n equals to 64. In this we have the African introduced species Sesamum radiatum, Sesamum occidental, and Sesamum caesaneum. So this is what the pictorial representation of the plant. This is the Sesamum Indicum, and this is malabaricum, this is mulanum. So you can see the branching pattern of different crop. Either it may be the two axial flower, or maybe the straight. The capsule is very constrict towards the single. You can see this axial portion. So this is the group 2. This is Sesamum lanthanum. This is like a small bushy, you can see like a kind of runners, how we have the runners in terms of vegetable crops, like that it is looking. So this is the group 3 having 2n equals to 64. This is the primary branch with the flower pods. Okay, so flower, it may be the light purplish or whitish pink color. So this is Sesamum occidental and this is Sesamum radiatum. So now coming to what are the different strategy we have to find out in terms of sesame. Although this is a drought-loving crop, drought-tolerant crop, but although nowadays, what are the climatic change pressure we have? Sudden drought, some area is facing salinity, some area is having increase in temperature, lowering in temperature, some area which is receiving majority of rainfall is having waterlogging condition. So in that case, the production is the most important part, which is going to get hampered. As I told you, due to the indeterminate habit, majority of the crop is having like less synchrony in terms of maturity, and shattering is also due to this indeterminate growth habit. So high capsule shattering. Then you can say, although this is having response, low farm input response, then due to the change in climate and temperature, or with this we have lot of, especially the leaf hopper bacteria, that is a vector for this phytoplasma in Macrophomina fasciculata. These are the most destructive pathogen load which is increasing due to the changing climatic scenario. So with this, how to tackle with this climatic change pressure to enhance the sesame production? We have some molecular solution, or either we can go with this conventional breeding system, or we can go with the molecular breeding system, marker assisted selection, or genomic selection, or GWAS, or QTL mapping, or we have the precise engineering in terms of CRISPR-Cas9, right? So ultimately, what is the impact? So if we are talking about the problems, how the climate is changing, how it is affecting the production, what are the breeding strategy we need to apply, and how it is going to solve the problem in terms of if we are, how in different pulses crop we have now mechanical harvester. Likewise, we are also planning for introduction of mechanical harvester in terms of sesame. Okay, but the problem is again indeterminate growth habit and high capsule shattering. Then how to increase or enhance the high harvest index. So whatever it may be, I told you earlier also, this is not only we are utilizing it as a seed or oil. So the meal that can be utilized for the animal feed purpose also, because it having maximum of crude protein. Okay, so if we can also having if a small micro level oil extraction unit or seed hulling unit or seed polishing unit, so in that case this can also increase the socio-economic impact of this particular crop. So now coming to the what are the mechanism how we can tackle with this drought or drought issue. Although this crop is a drought loving crop, but in some cases this crop is very sensitive towards water logging. So this is how the plant systemic signaling will come, and this is how we have the enzymatic reaction, cascades of reaction here going on, or in some cases we have this transcriptional switch toward this DREP2 gene, Werke activation gene. Okay, so ultimately this will maintain the turgor pressure, membrane shielding. Okay, and osmotic pressure is maintained in terms of if we have excesses of water or if we have the stress of water by the mechanism of ion homeostasis. So I told you, once the temperature, pressure, or rainfall, these things nowadays is very frequent and uneven, unscheduled. So in that case, we have the pathogen infestation is also. So we have also developed some mechanism how to resist with, especially I told you the charcoal rot, Sesame phyllodes, and Sesame webworm. So this is basically very much prevalent disease due to this climatic change scenario. Okay, so here you can see this, especially the Sesamum radiatum. Okay, this is one of the best source, wild relative source, which can be utilized against this charcoal rot. Or you can see here Sesamum altum, which is again a best source for utilizing in breeding program for resistant development in terms of Sesame phyllodes. Okay, and for Sesame webworm, that we can also have different kind of mono management, like or just discard the monoculture, always go with this intercropping models with some cereal crop and sorghum with this particularly your because especially in this pulses also we can go with this Sesame crop. Okay, so this by utilizing by discarding this monoculture or replacing this monoculture with intercropping, we can reduce the population of webworm. And phyllodes, this is a phytoplasma disease especially, and the vector is your leaf hopper, and especially in Indian subcontinent or you can say in Bihar perspective, we are now doing research on this also. So we have majority of this Oreosis ablincatus leaf hopper population as compared to the Hispanias one. Okay, so ultimately here the yield loss is sometimes up to 100%. It attacks the plant either at the germination stage, capsule formation stage, flowering stage, or even you can see the lower part we have proper capsulation formation. Top part again you will be having the attack of this Sesame phyllodes. The plant will show the puckering symptoms of the leaf, virescence is there, flattening of leaf load, or bunchy top, like you can say as a kind of witch's broom, like maximum of vegetative proliferation at top of the plant. So what are the different Sesamum species which were acting as the best sources for your biotic and abiotic stress? That is, you can say, as a Sesamum Indicum. This one is your cultivated sesame species. And Sesamum altum, this is, I told you, this is one of the wild progenitor which provide resistance towards the phyllodes, also resistance against your webworm. And what is the uniqueness with this Sesamum altum is the seed is winged seed in case of this Sesamum altum. And Malabaricum, this is again, you can found one of the best source for cytoplasmic male sterility donor, and this is resistant towards your waterlogging. Then Sesamum molanum, this is resistance towards the Fusarium wilt and also resistant towards the gall fly. So now coming to the Sesamum prostratum, this is again showing resistant towards the webworm and also resistant towards the salinity. So here you can see Sesamum lantern, this is a perennial one. So these all Indicum, altum, Malabaricum, and Mulanum, these are the annual plant. But these Lancinatum, prostratum, these are the perennial, showing the perennial growth habit, and both are having the resistance. Prostratum having resistance towards salinity, and Lancinatum having resistance toward drought, and both commonly provide resistance towards the webworm. So Occidental, again, you have resistance towards the drought because of the deep-rooted structure, rough seed, thick testa, and proper water use efficiency. Or you can say one more thing. Generally we can see the anther of this Sesamum is whitish color, but here in case of this Occidental, we have this purple color anther is present. Then Radiatum, again showing resistant towards the drought, and this is again a annual growth habit. So now coming to the linkage group and candidate gene mapping for some of the traits like drought resilience, we have linkage group 5 and 11. Salinity, we have 7 and 9 linkage group. Capsule indescence, non-shattering, that is L6 gene. And these are the identified candidate gene which can be utilized in further breeding program. Because I told you earlier also, whatever the scenario is now facing, we are majority of salinity, drought, and non-shattering capsule is the demanding because of indeterminate habit of Sesam. This is majorly, you can see, showing the shattering capsule. So now research toward development of determinate growth habits. So the linkage group present is on chromosome number 2. Then sesmine and sesmoline, because this provides antioxidant property. So this is present in linkage group 4 and 8. So these are some recent work which has been initially started by using modern breeding approach. So when we are talking in terms of genetic diversity and germplasm, so I told you there is a still controversy of center of origin, either Indian continent or African. Apart from that, there are so many, till now in India we have 10,359 accession, that is holding as a core collection in this NBPGR. South Korea is also having this 7,698 accession. Then here you can see this Ethiopian region is also having 221 germplasm line. China is again having more than 8,000 accession. So so these are the all over, you can see world core collection is of over 2,100 world germplasm accession is holding in Israel, Kenya, Korea. Okay, so different countries, they are maintaining their own accession, and whenever the breeders requires for the breeding program, they can share among themselves. So what are the factors? I told you earlier. I have only discussed with us the harvest index is very low, or you can say as a indeterminate growth habit, or you can say shattering of capsule, disease pressure due to the webworm, phylloty disease, or charcoal rot, or due to abiotic stress, majorly waterlogging condition, drought and salinity. So shattering is also big problem. So somewhere when we are talking about black seeded sesame seed is having more oil content as compared to the white. And when we are talking about the disease pressure, black seeded sesame is less susceptible as compared to the white seeded sesame. So these are the some of, so nowadays also breeding towards a proper ideotype which make a plant suitable for mechanization is also a future breeding thrust in terms of sesame. So this is what, when we are talking about the botany, I told you this is the anther. 4 anther is present in this sesame, that is didymus, too long and too short. Then stigma receptivity is up to 24 hours, and after 2 hours of anthesis, pollen viability is for 24 hours. Then proper pollination, you can go, the open window is from 7 to 11 a.m. and here you can see this is the branching pattern. This is the capsule. Purple flowers, it may be, you can see these are tubular flower, either it may be the whitish, pinkish, purplish white. So these are the different. So majorly the height varies in between a range of 50 to 100 centimeter. Okay, so this is the oil gland that is present over the dorsal side of the plant. So this is the annual and biannual halves. And you can see when we are talking about the capsule formation, so this is, here you can see this is the 12 locular and this is 4 locular capsule. So capsule length is varying from 2 to 8 centimeter, width is 0.5 to 2 centimeter. And here this is how you can see, this is from top, it start rupturing and shattering results on. Okay, so when we are talking about the hybridization, first one is the staggered sowing, so that we can have the pairing up of the anther timing and the receptivity of stigma. Then roguing out, removal of off-type plants. Then we can go for the selfing method, or emasculation by removing this didymus anther, and then we can go for the hand pollination. So this is the general mechanism what we have. So this is what the dust characteristic of the sesame in different categories, like 50% flowering, petal color, petals hairiness. So these are the different plant height, plant branching pattern, stem hairness is present or not, leaf size, leaf margin, capsule locular, either it may be the 4 locular, 6 locular, octalocular, capsule shape, how it may be. So these are the different, and majority you can say some disease, some characteristic can be taken at the vegetative phase and some at the reproductive stage. So this is what the breeding objective. I told you, crop adaptation for the rice fallow varieties, short duration varieties, especially because majorly the sesame is grown in Kharif and summer season. In Bihar belt, some area like Purnia, Arwal, they are going for this Kharif season, but Gaya majority, major area for the tilkut production, or for in case of confectionery item, they are going for the summer till sowing. So then short duration mono stemmed varieties very much like you can prefer, but you can see here the density is in mono stem, the variety is having the high population density, how like we have the high density mango planting, like that. In case of mono stem variety, we can go for the high density possibility is there. Okay, so ultimately this can increase the yield. But the in case of this, I told you there is also some wild progenitor which is the good source for cytoplasmic male sterility. So we can also go for the hybrid production. Then when we are talking about the ideal plant architect is determinant type having high density capsule and high stability. So this is what the ideal type. So here you can see the higher number of leaf axil. This is the like you can say the more capsule. If there will be the more capsule per plant, then ultimately it will reflect towards the yield. So we have also the breeding objective, develop the variety against the pest and disease, that is insect webworm is there, phyllotic disease is there, charcoal rot is there, wilt is there, leaf curl is there. So these are the some traits. Then I told you black seeded having the more oil quality or content as compared to the white seeded. White seeded is generally utilized for the confectionery item, like in burger, for making for top dressing of the burger buns, or for tilkut, tilpatti, chikki, in that cases. So this is what the another trait is semi-dehiscent or non-dehiscent capsule or multilocular capsule. So multi-capsule per axil or multi-cap, these were the having more number of seeds. Ultimately, it will showing focusing on high yield. Right. So nowadays also waterlogged variety, salt tolerant variety, drought tolerant, because we have the wild progenitor which can be utilized in breeding program. So breeding approaches, either we can go for the conventional breeding program, or we can go for the marker assisted selection, genomic selection, or with this we can go for the nowadays what kind of situation in field we can't screen the material. So speed breeding is also a new kind of approach. How we are going in speed breeding in other oilseed crop, like in mustard or in other cereal crops, pulses or rice. We can also go for the approach of speed breeding in this Sesamum. So I told you what are the traits. Shattering, non-shattering type variety, determinant type variety, that is having the erect stem, these upright stem, strong non-lodging stem, medium plant height. So these are the desirable trait for mechanized harvesting approach in this Sesam. So when we are talking about the shattering types, so we have different: super shattering, shattering, moderately open, nearly closed, and fully closed. That is a non-dehiscent capsule. So here you can say in case of shattering, less than 10% of seed retention, 10 to 50% of seed retention in shattering type, in 50 to 80% in moderately, and more than 80% in this, and 100% seed retention in this fully closed, that is indehiscent type. So here you can see this gene ID is responsible for this non-shattering, non-dehiscent capsule. So synchronous maturity is also one of the problem, because earlier what here, lower plant will have the flower earlier and top is having the flower at the late position. So in that case you can found these capsule will mature earlier, and these capsule will mature later on. So the stage till this mature capsule will start opening up and shattering will result. So this is what we have in terms of that. We require determinate flowering, synchronous maturity, and senescence before maturity is also important in terms of preventing the shattering. So this is what wild sesame trait is having: indeterminate flowering, asynchronous ripening, capsule shattering, and they have the lateral branches instead of erect monostem plant. So this is how we are transforming it with our traditional, modern, conventional breeding program. We are utilizing those wild relatives which were tolerant toward abiotic, biotic stress, and this we are fixing in our modern resilient idiotype. with determinant growth habits, synchronized maturity, indecent capsule, and this compact architecture, so that ultimately yield will increase. So now coming to the Sesame variety, which there were also some mutation has been utilized in this Sesame breeding. So some varieties like this Binatel, and the countries involved here: Pakistan, Bangladesh, Egypt, even in India, Kalika, Uma, Usha. These are the some mutant variety. Babil, Raffind, Istar. So these were the some variety. In Sri Lanka, we have ANK2. So again, the trait targeted is higher capsule per plant, high oil content, high yield, non-branching type, short stature, so prevent lodging, uniform maturity, high yielding, earliness, capsule size, disease resistance. So these were the some targeted trait in case of mutation breeding in Sesame. So with in India, we have mutant variety like Kalika, Uma, and Usha. Targeted trait is short stature, uniform maturity, and high. So we have also, like I told you, for phyllody disease resistant, they have tried some interspecific or intergeneric hybridization program also. Even for other trait also, like you can say for waterlogging condition, or you can say for phyllody resistant. But in some cases, you can say somewhere there is a flower drop, or sometime F1 is more sterile, and sometimes there is no capsule setting. So in that case, they will be utilizing the embryo or ovule, or embryo rescue culture, or ovule culture technique in that case. So here I have also mentioned from Indicum with Altum, they have tried. So capsule developed, but seeds were not viable. Okay, so in some problem is still facing in. That's why still till date we don't have any phyllody resistant variety, although we have the drought resistant variety, salinity resistant variety, water logging resistant variety in Sesame, but in still there is no such lead in terms of phyllody resistant variety in Sesame. So these were the some of the variety which were released from Andhra, Bihar, Kanke White and Krishna. These were the variety released from Birsa Agriculture University. Right, but again, Sabor, we have one released variety in 2023, that is Sabor Til1. This is again a white tail variety. Krishna is also, sorry, black seeded Sesame. Krishna is also a black seeded, but Kanke White is a white seeded one. And Maharashtra, we have also a list of varieties: Madhya Pradesh, Kanke, Karnataka, Haryana. So these are the list of some varieties. Again, I told you some this QTL breeding program is also QTL related. Some breeding program is also associated with the Sesame in terms of they have identified, because I told you ultimately the production, maximum production and yield is the fate of the Sesame due to indeterminate behavior and capsule shattering nature. So they have maximum identified in terms of yield, that is grain yield, number of seeds per capsule, 1000 seed weight. They have identified the QTL for seed coat color. Seed coat color is generally, you can say, a cytoplasmic inheritant trait. So majorly, if you are going to take a female plant of this white seeded, ultimately in next generation you are going to get white seeded plant, because this is showing a maternal effect in terms of seed coat color. Okay, so for some oil parameters like oil content, sesame production, sesamolene content, protein content, they have also identified some QTL. Even for some morphological trait like plant height, semi-dwarf, number of capsules per plant, first capsule height, So these are the all traits that ultimately directly or indirectly affecting the yield parameter. So this is how whatever the seeds we are extracting is exporting towards utilized in confectionery market. And if we have this oil extraction unit, so this can be majorly utilized, and after that oil cake is again utilized for feed purpose in the to the cattle. So this is what how we are doing the recycling of product with the seed to oil to oil cake, right? So this is what the nowadays I told you genome resequencing or utilization of this wild sesame variety for a pre-breeding, or due to this environmental changing scenario, we are using this genomic selection, QTL, marker assisted selection, then CRISPR-Cas technique. So major focus is indeterminate to determinate growth habit and shattering to non-shattering capsule transformation. So this is how we are doing the value chain in terms of you can say, if each village, if we have the cooperative or FPOs in there, if we have set up the oil, you can say as a oil extraction unit or sesame processing unit, or for if we include some women or youth in case of making some value added products. So this is how we are coordinating this value chain in integration with the production with the ultimate value added product. So thank you.
Thank you, madam. Participants have any query?
Good evening, ma'am. My name is Aniket. I had one doubt, ma'am.
Yeah, good evening.
Ma'am, pylori, I couldn't understand. Ma'am, pylori, can you explain again?
Yeah, phyllodes disease is sir, something like you might have been seen in brinjal or some other horticultural crop, that this is a phytoplasma infected disease. And phytoplasma we can't see through our naked eyes, but we can find out the vector, that is your leaf hopper. Okay, so this is floral, like the top bunchy crop will look like a you can say as a bouquet in that. And stem, even though you can see the lower part is having proper capsule formations, seed filling, grain filling, everything is there, but in top portion all the flower will changes to the leafy structure. This is what I mean by saying phyllodes.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Any others? Any other person? I think no one, madam. So
Okay, sir.
first and foremost, I extend my sincerely gratitude to our esteemed resource person, Dr. Khosbu Chandra. She is the assistant professor, come junior scientist at Bihar Agricultural University, Bihar, for delivering an excellence and thoughtful lecture on Sesame Improvement for Climate-Resilient Livelihood from Seed to Sustainability. Madam, your valuable insight on Sesame Improvement, climate resilient, sustainable agriculture, and livelihood enhancement have greatly enriched our knowledge. The scientific concept, practical approaches, and future perspective shared during the session will undoubtedly benefit student, researcher, academician, and agricultural professional alike. So my heartfelt appreciation goes to the organizing committee, coordinators, technical teams, and volunteers who continuous effort make Agri Excel 4.0 So once, thank you again, madam.
Thank you so much,
Thank
sir,
you to all
for
participants.
providing such a platform for interacting with the scientist, student. If anyone if have any query, they can ask or they can mail you. You can send it to me, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.